Hello everybody and welcome back to my reviews. I've had a little break from reviewing, trying to catch up with my university degree, handing in my movies for that. That's all done and dusted, so I am now back playing catch up. In today's video, thanks to the team over at Shozy, we're taking a look at the King of the Sniper limited edition K-SR01. Now this is from NBK and it's basically a giant transforming gun with the head of kind of Optimus Prime sitting on top. It's actually okay. NBK are one of those companies that knock off knockoffs, and their Devastator was probably one of the worst of the bunch. Generation Toys done a really good copy of Devastator. Then we had NBK kind of just mimic it, and it wasn't done to a really high standard, especially when we then had the likes of Jimbao do an oversized version which was leaps and bounds better, and then we had Daban come out with their 1:1 scale of the Generation Toys version, which was pretty much identical to the Generation Toys one. There's also a Zhu Zhang version out there as well. Again, that was kind of on par with the NBKs. They're okay, but you can tell they're knockoffs. Now this, on the other hand, this actually feels relatively solid. It's been made a pretty decent standard. If you're UK bound and you have a local B&M near you, there was a load of dinosaurs and kind of robots that transformed into guns. It's made of a very kind of similar plastic consistency as those, and we have like the articulated hands etc on this guy, and it comes in a massive big shiny foil pictured box as well, which is always nice. I wonder who does the art for these. It's always nice. They're never really credited, are they? But it would be nice to find out who actually does the art, because that's actually a really nice picture. Now this guy is an absolute giant, towering over most of my collection. Really nice sculpt. Love this huge gun that we've got going on. And of course he actually fires the bullets as well, of course. I mean, you would expect anything else. Really nice looking piece. And his eyes glow as well. Now size wise, I mean, he's kind of the size I would have envisioned having a modern version of Tidal Wave. I would be happy if we had kind of a Tidal Wave this sort of size. That's New Age Galvatron just kind of standing on his shoulder. Could you imagine if that was kind of Armada Megatron, then you had a Tidal Wave standing like this? Now in terms of accessories, we get his gun, we get that shoulder mount, we get a small bridge for the sniper rifle, and we get a baggie filled with the various different styles of darts. Out of the package, the weapons and everything come detached. So does this piece on the top here. Basically, you've got to plug this back panel in, that tabs in nicely on the back, and then we've got this neck collar piece here, which also tabs in, and we've got this gun mount that sits on his arm, that just tabs in again, just slotting in to those folded sections over on the arm. Let's take a look at his articulation. Head can look up a crazy amount. Down, we've got a neck kind of tilt inwards and outwards there, a little bit of a chicken wobble left and right, coming around to the shoulders. Have to be careful with these shoulders because I've seen somebody had theirs snap on this joint. Soft ratchet on that elbow, and another ratchet there, and we've got fully articulated hands, probably exactly the same hands they used for the Devastator. We've got waist rotation there, no abdominal crunch, but we do have hip skirts to the front, sides and rear, which allow for the legs to come this far forwards, this far back, out to the side. There's an upper thigh rotation in there, there's a bend on that knee, and coming down to the feet, they can tilt forwards and backwards, and we have pivot, but there's no left and right rotation. So he is a big, articulated chap, but my biggest gripe with him is that foot base. The feet are so narrow and small that even the slightest shift of weight on this guy, he topples over. There's just not enough surface area on these feet. You really want something kind of filling in this void, or something at least expanding these sections just to stop him toppling over. For those of you wanting his kind of exact height, he's around the 19-inch mark. That's just shy of 50 centimeters. Now to get him transformed up, we're just going to pull forward the chest panel, and this neck piece is going to lift up. You want to just move that to one side, come around to this back here, and these are going to come up, lift those up on either side, and these arm panels are going to come untabbed from the side here, so these should come outwards like so, and again on this side, gripping the top and the bottom, give that a little wiggle, and that slides out, revealing his inner chest. Looks a bit like Bruticus like that, doesn't it? Now you're going to want to raise the shoulders up to this height, and then we're going to move these up at a right angle. So this joint here is going to come inwards like so, and then we need to open up these arms. Let's come on, oop, like so, and this one's going to open. Come on. Oh, there we go. Really, really crazy stiff joint. This will come out like so, and the hands are going to flip, and they're going to reverse in on themselves, and just tuck away like so. And if you take a look at these sections here, these are going to slide down. Everything is incredibly stiff on this. Same with this panel, there we go. All the way down. And just when you think you've got them out far enough, they'll probably come out just a little bit more. So they need to just touch both sides. There we go. You want to do that exact same thing, but for both of the arms. Lock this tip piece into place, and then you'll notice on the end here you've got small tabs. That means this can just come up and push and locate on both sides. You want to separate this back panel by just getting your fingers underneath, and if you look, there is a tabbing latch. There we go, and got one near the top. There we go, that's out. And again, it comes just in this, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a groove just on the back of the neck joint. These just tab in to there. So this now drops down. This can now drop down. And then this section here can switch forwards. Should then be space for the head just to lift over that neck joint, slide in. That's then going to come back up, and that's going to secure. These can now come up, and again come up. It's all going to be off camera now, but it gives you an idea that this could all come in together, and these are all going to slot and tab in. Oh, there we go. That's actually a really nice firm lock on there. It's getting to the point where I think I might have to take this downstairs for when we actually show it in its full weapon mode. But this comes down, comes down and tabs in, and then these little beauties come around. Where are you going? You are going to come in here like this. You're going to flip around, you're going to come in, and you are going to, come on, you're going to push and tab. Where's that lock? Oh, come on. There we go, that's in, that's in. That's in there, that's there. These are actually made of a very nice kind of rubber. Now, we're not connecting here, are we? So why are we not connecting? There we go. This goes here, this goes here. And then using this pivoting axis, that comes around, and that should be a little tab just here. And that, if it plays ball, there. Gonna tab in nicely, come on, oh, there. Starting to look a little tiny bit like a gun. Finish off this piece by just bringing these around, like so. And now we can make a start on those legs. Open up these leg panels, like so. And the feet are gonna collapse and fold inwards. So it's gonna come around, this is gonna come in, and pivoting on this axis here, we should be able to slide that in nicely. This again is also going to come down. See how that there was spring loaded? That's on some sort of like trigger mechanism, which is nice. Coming around to the outside of the leg, we've got this panel here. It's going to come down, that'll flip around, this will come over, this then flips, and it's going to slide into the void that this piece just created. And these knee panels are going to slide, rotate, come in and slide into this groove here. Open up these end sections, and then sliding these legs down, that crotch joint allows these to be brought kind of dead center, and everything can then just kind of push, tab, and successfully lock into position. Same with the back. So this one comes in first, this one then comes in, and these are going to overlap. Come on. It's not really much to push against. This section here comes in. We're going to flip that around, and that's going to tab in, and this is going to slot into this void between these two pieces here. So you're going to put it in, it goes this way up, I believe. And if you look here, I've just opened up this tab here, because this tabs in either side of this notch here, and then these are going to tab in on here. We can then close this section back off and just get behind. Come on, and lock you in. There we go. Make sure that this piece here is also tabbed in. You may want to just unplug this and slide this in. Completely forgot to do that. And then we just want to plug in those thigh panels, making sure they lock in firmly. You can now start putting everything together. For example, we've got this section that just fits on the front. That's like the little tripod mount. We've got what will form part of the scope. Just slide this off. Has scratched that slightly, hasn't it? I'm just going to extend all the way out, so that will form part of the gun. And of course then we mount the scope on top. And here we have the gun in all of its glory. It's a big, ridiculously large piece. I mean, look at that. But I mean, the levels of detailing on it are really, really nice. You can lock the bullets in. Basically we have a small latch on the side here, which we undo, which allows us to load a bullet in. The bullets come in two sections. We've got this piece here and this. You need to thread the bullet in, and then I've just been pulling the tip. There is a little pin thing that you can push stuff through, but you just need to make sure that the bullets kind of lock in to that position. Right, load the bullet in, like so. Push that in. Bring this down so this latches in. Make sure that the handle is up like so, and then we can just rack the bullet, and that is it. Then set it down as you wish. Scope does not really work. I mean, I can try and fire. Let's have a look. Where are we? Try and fire at the camera, but there's literally no power to this thing at all. So. We have much power to it, but I guess for a sniper rifle it does what it's meant to, and it's a transforming robot, isn't it? These are hinged. Just push down on this button here, allows these to slot back in. Obviously everything is modular on these, you don't need the scope on. This section can just extend a little bit more as well, so it's entirely up to the user. There is a second version of this as well. I think they can combine. Not entirely sure. I think they make an even bigger gun, but all in all, it's not a bad piece really. It does exactly what it needs to. If you've seen those kind of gun formers on Certoys or in B&M, etc., it's very similar to them. It's slightly better quality. It's still not amazing, but for the money, it's not half bad. I'll include a link in the description below where this can be purchased over at Shozy. If you found the video useful, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. And if I don't see you before, have a very happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. For myself and the rest of the Collectables household, thank you for watching.